Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jag, and in today's class we're going to continue with our Math 9 content. This is going to be on the distributive property. So what's going to be different here is I have this book. This is the Principles of Mathematics 9, and this is actually the exercise and homework book, okay? And again, I do highly recommend doing some of these questions from the homework book. And there's a lot of in terms of variety, there's different types of questions that you can try. Especially if you've already done all the questions from the textbook itself. This is just for extra practice. Alright, so with that, let's get started. So what we're going to do is some examples on basically expanding and simplifying these expressions, okay? And we're going to use the distributive property when we do that. So let's try this question here. So it's 5, and then x plus 4. So I'll try a simple one first, okay? And then 3 bracket x minus 6, okay? So now first I'm going to use the distributive property. Let's distribute this out. So I'm going to do 5 times x, so 5x, okay? And then you're going to distribute the second term as well. So I'm going to do 5 times 4, positive 20, okay? Again, make sure you are watching the signs, okay, when you're distributing this out. Let's go to the second term here. I'm going to do 3 times x, positive 3x, okay? And then you're going to do 3 times negative 6, which is negative 18. Does everyone see that? We're going to put the like terms together. And again, if you're good with putting the like terms together, you can skip this step here, and you can just write your final answer, all right? But here I'm just going to put the like terms together. So 5x plus 3x. Okay, again, make sure you note down that I'm taking the sign that is in front of the number, okay? And then I'm going to do positive 20, let's underline it, and minus 18, okay? And now we can just add and subtract these like terms. So we're doing 5x plus 3x, which is 8x, okay? And on the second one, we're doing 20 minus 18, which is equal to positive 2, all right? And this is basically our final answer. I can see in our final answer, there are no like terms, so I'm just going to keep it the same. Okay, are there any questions? Good. So let's try one more example here. Okay, so I'm going to take this off. Okay, so this example looks kind of similar, okay, to the one that we just tried. So let's try this one. So it's going to be 3a minus 5. Okay, and we're going to do minus this time, so minus 2. And it's a plus 4. Okay, so again, we're trying different types of examples. I'm just changing the signs here. And make sure when you do the distributive property, you take the signs into account. Okay, so let's put equals. I'm going to do 3 times a, so 3a. Okay, and then you're going to do 3 times negative 5, which is negative 15. All right. And let's go to the next term here. So I'm going to do negative 2 times a, negative 2a, okay? And the last two terms, we're going to do negative 2 times 4, negative 8, okay? One more time, we're going to put the like terms together here. We're going to put all the a's together. So 3a minus 2a. Okay, notice the negative sign that is in front of the 2a here. And that's the one that I have to put down. So I'm going to underline. Okay, so if you get confused with the signs, I would just make sure I underline the sign that is in front of the number, okay? And then the second part is going to be negative 15 minus 8, okay? Okay, and again, also, if you do feel like you're messing up the signs, okay, I just wanted to add, just use your calculator here. You are allowed to use your calculator for all the calculations, okay? So just don't worry about that. So 3a minus 2a is equal to 1a, which is a by itself, okay? Make sure you're watching the signs here, okay? So this is negative 15 minus 8. Because both of the signs are negative, we are adding these numbers together, which is 23, okay? And how I know it's negative 23 is because the 15 is the bigger number here, and the sign for the 15 is negative, okay? So the 23 is also negative. And this is my final answer, okay? So it's a minus 23. Does everyone see that? Okay, good. And so make sure you are doing, again, a lot of practice questions, okay? This is very important within this unit. Okay, so the next question we're going to try is going to have several brackets. Okay, so let me take this off. So again, if you have like two brackets, make sure you're always doing the inside brackets first. Okay, so let's try this example. So it is 3x, and then bracket, it's x plus 4, and then x plus 2. Okay, and even in the book, you will notice that they are using the square brackets to make sure they are differentiating within the actual expression. Okay, so I'm going to keep everything the same. What I want to expand first is going to be this inside bracket. Okay, so 3x, and we're going to do x plus, and then it's going to be 4 times x, which is 4x. And then I'm going to do 4 times 2, which is equal to 8. Okay, so some students at this point, they do like to just expand it out. I always make sure that within the brackets here, I put all the like terms together, okay? And that way it kind of simplifies itself. So we're going to put 3x, and I see right here, this is 1x plus 4x equals 5x, okay? So 5x plus 8. And again, make sure you're doing as many steps as you need to, okay, to get your final answer. The teacher will not take off marks for something like that, okay? And now in this last step, I'm going to just multiply this out. So we're doing 3x times 5x, okay? So 15x squared. Because there are two x's here, what you're doing actually is you're adding the exponents together, all right? And lastly, we're going to do 3x times 8, so plus 24x. All right, does everyone see that? And you notice again in the final answer, I do not have any like terms here. Okay, the 15 is with the x squared, and then the 24 here is with the x, okay? So this is going to be my final answer. All right, good. So with that, let's try one more example here. Okay, so this one looks kind of similar. Okay, and make sure you are trying some of the more simple questions first before you try the more complicated ones, all right? I do recommend trying some of the harder questions, okay? So if you're able to do the really hard questions, most likely on the test or the quiz, the teacher won't give you something so complicated, and you'll find it very easy. Okay, so let's try this one. This is 15b. Again, the question just says to expand and simplify, all right? So let's try this one. So this is 4m, and I'm going to put the square back brackets here. So 3m minus 2, and then m minus 5, okay? So it does look similar to the example that we just did before this one, except I think the signs are different here, all right? So we're going to keep everything the same, okay? And the first thing I want to do is open up this small bracket, okay? This is negative 2 times m, so negative 2m. And then I'm going to do the negative 2 times negative 5, which is positive 10, okay? So plus 10. So again, I do have to make sure I'm watching the signs, okay guys? Like if you change the signs around, your final answer is still going to be wrong, okay? So inside the brackets, we're just going to put the like terms together. So I'm doing 3m minus 2m, which is equal to 1m, or I can just write m, okay? So I'm left with m plus 10, okay? Because I can't do anything with the 10 there. Is everyone with me so far? Okay, good. And lastly, we're just going to open up this last brackets here. So 4m times m, 4m squared. Okay, so make sure you don't forget to put the squared sign. Okay, so just like that. And then we're going to do 4m times 10, which is plus 40m. All right, so one more time, we're just looking at our final answer here. All right, and it just has to expand and simplify. You're just going to check your answer to make sure that there are no like terms. Again, the 4 is with the m squared, and the 40 is actually with the m. Okay, so those are not like terms just because the exponents are different here. Okay, does anyone have questions? Okay, good. So let's take a look at this last example here. All right, so it looks like it's a little more complicated, but what we're going to do is just do it in steps. And again, just write as many steps as you feel like you need to. Okay, so we're going to start. So it's going to be 2a. Okay, and then I have 3a, and then there's a plus 4. So I can see within the square brackets, there are actually several of these small brackets. Okay, and so minus a, and I have 2a minus 3. Okay, and as I'm looking at some of the other questions, this looks like the most complex type of question that you will see. I would make sure I try a bunch of these questions. And again, so you'll find the other questions the teacher gives you on the test, they will be very simple for you, okay? So let's start from here. So I'm going to make an arrow because I want to start with these brackets here. And if you want, I can actually do both of these brackets together, okay? So let's keep the 2a outside. So first I'm going to do 3a times a, so 3a squared, all right? Make sure you're watching the exponents here. The second one is 3a times 4, so plus 12a. Okay, and I don't need to put the brackets anymore because I'm just opening the brackets up. Okay, so let's look at the second brackets here inside, the square brackets. So I'm going to do negative a times 2, so negative 2a squared. Alright, we're good with the signs, guys? Negative a times negative 3. Okay, so positive 3a. Okay, so it looks like this, okay, so far. And we can put the like terms together inside the brackets, okay? So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to put 2a. So I can see there are like a squares here. So I'm going to do 3a squared, okay, minus the 2a squared. Okay, just like that. All right, and I'm underlining it again with the sign that is in front of the number. Here I have positive 12a, and then I have positive 3a. Now I'm going to close the bracket. All right, so you can see I'm doing some extra steps here, just so everyone is on the same page, okay? In this next step, we're just going to keep the 2a outside. I'm going to do simplify inside the brackets. So 3a squared minus 2a squared is 1a squared. Okay, or you could just write a squared. You don't need to write the 1 in front of that. Okay, and then I have positive 12a plus 3a, which is positive 15a. Is everyone with me so far? Okay, so I'm going to write it just going across here, okay? Because in this last step, we're just going to open up the brackets. So I'm going to do 2a times a squared, okay? So this is going to be 2a cubed. Okay, and again, if you're not sure, we are adding the exponents together. This a on the outside is basically with an exponent of 1. So I'm just doing 1 plus 2, and that becomes a3. Or you could just count the total number of a variables you have. All right? And lastly, we're going to do 2a times 15a. So it's going to be positive 30a squared. Okay, again, when I'm doing the last two terms here, I see that I have a and a, which makes a squared. Okay, make sure you are adding the exponents together when you are multiplying monomials or polynomials. Okay, and this looks like our final answer. Again, we are just checking our final answer to make sure there are no like terms. Okay, the 2 is with a cubed, whereas the 30 is with the a squared, okay? And those are not like terms, all right? Okay, so that looks good. If there are no questions, that brings this video to an end. And thank you for watching. Please make sure you do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see everyone next time. Thanks, bye.